I'm not talking to you now. Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh! Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke back.
Please you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odour and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat of sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitbull. CRL, if you clip that,
Oh, Beardo!
Fuck
Hello,
you.
chat. I was about to write in the chat buongiorno.
Scared the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. This is in line with my nipples. They're lower than my nipple. Where's my nipples gone? Gun is firing peanuts! Peanuts!
Fire him with your penis, Beardo!
Side-Eye Guy. He's that posh. He's like James Bond, but with a sock. I've been stunned. I got him through the stun. I'm getting accused of hacking for that. Good evening, Beardos, Weirdos, Boss Ghouls. How's everybody doing? Seems I got in a bit of trouble again this week. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you all coming in. Appreciate... Maybe calling the faker. I mean, it could be. It could be, you know. But I don't know. Apparently, I went at everyone. Everyone's upset. Even people I didn't shout at. And I love how both sides say, no hate in the comments. And somebody just come in calling me a pussy for hiding behind my beard and stuff. And I'm like, you have a cartoon. Put a face on your YouTube profile. That's not you. At least I grew this myself. Wet wipe. Marie Jane Gin Juice, thank you for the 6 months. Feels longer. You really need to stop getting in trouble? I don't, and I won't. So let's just deal with the biggest elephant in the room. And I don't mean the drama. Cassidy May's been at it again. She thought I needed another Backstreet Boys t-shirt. Or vest. But in grey. With pink and purple. Just beamed in for this live. How you doing there? Tim, sorry, yes, I did get your emails. I've got the maps and stuff. I really appreciate it. But I'm very sorry about my way to not getting back to people because it's been a little busy around these parts. Welcome in, everybody. Since when did I get XP for comments? It's something that... It's a vest. It's not a sports bra. Hey, this shirt is epic. It's one of the first... I said to Mrs. Geek, I want to start wearing disgusting shirts. And this was one of the first ones Mrs. Geek was like, what about pink flamingos? Absolutely. I better turn that off before I get shouted at, because people get motion sick. Hello there, Brian. Suits you, Beardo. Listen... Considering I am nothing but an egotistical, nasty, horrible man, I ain't afraid to take the piss out of myself, you know? It's fine, dude. Just want to know you got them, bud. I appreciate it. It's just... I've had conversations with... This isn't drama, by the way. I've had a gentleman ask me for help because his home is haunted. And he's like, I need you to come out. I need you to look. It's terrifying. My daughter and my pets are a bit weird about it. I need this. I need that. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I am a YouTuber. I am the last person you should pull into your house to investigate. Don't go to YouTubers. So what I did... Snark Incarnate, thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. So what I did was directed him to Kev Kerr Paranormal, because even if he can't help him, he can direct him to people in the SPR who will do the mental health checks and, you know, the proper way instead of turning up with cameras and gadgets. Because if you'd asked me 3 years ago to investigate a house, I may have done it. Hey, Dan, I may have done it. I may have turned up with a box of gadgets or a bag of gadgets, like, ooh, let's go catch this ghost. Not realising the impact it could have on somebody that's scared of their own home when your broken radio says something. And it was through getting to know the likes of Kev Kerr, Paranormal Monkey Podcast, Justin, where I changed my mindset on how I investigate and what I do. Like the abandons, I don't do them anymore, because not because I was told, oh, you can't do that, it's immoral. It's because I looked at what I was doing and was like, I don't think I should be doing this, and I certainly shouldn't be going into people's homes. As much as I'd like to help people, am I helping somebody by going in and saying it's not haunted and they think it's their mum? Am I helping somebody by going in and saying, holy shit, the REM pod's going off, and then terrifying them and then leaving and not going back for a week? Just a really, really bad idea. Sending Barry Guy. To be honest, most debunkers going into... most paranormal investigators on YouTube, most, not all, going into a house would be every bit as bad as Barry Guy turning up. Every bit. Especially if it's device heavy. Just saying. Right, let's do some participants and then I'll be back with you all lickety split. I like that saying. So tonight we have Mysteries Untold by Michael Birkin, Disgruntled Disabled Combat Vet, A Wakefield, Adam Shaw, Alexis Artemis, Ali DB, Al Rara, Amy and Ozzy, Angie Metzner, Anita Drake, Anna Aradia, Anna Banana, Arbo Climber, Arts and Craft Lady, Bent Therese, or Benti, sorry, Blue Sky Lissa, Brian Coombs, Chris Yule, Christina, Cole, Craig Adams, CRL, Dan, Darren's, Feynman Focus, David, Dean Bailey, Double K, Fahab, you beautiful baldy bastard, Gillian Daniels, Giuseppe Stromboli, Glasgow Ghost Hunters, Granny Dumpling, this is for you before I forget.
Piss off, ghost!
Guffalot Waffles, Haley, Heather Thomas, Jan Stadil, JD Castro, Jennifer Taylor, Jenny J, John Tennant, Jolene. My opinion, ghost hunting with gadgets misses the point. If someone experiences a haunting, they don't experience that with all those gadgets. That wee woo is an opinion. We're not allowed them on the internet today. It's an opinion I agree with. It really is. If you go to a haunting and the haunting is shadow figures and people are being fucking yeeted, that's where you investigate. Don't put a REM pod down. They've never had a REM pod go off there before. John Boy Patton, Laura Wilson, Lee brought it. Laura, please thank Little Casty me for this monstrosity. Max McLeod, Major Truth, Mama Geek, Marie Jane Gin Juice, Mark Knight, Megan Behind Blue Eyes, Mike's Mysteries, Mr. Don't Scare Clay. You alright, David? Mr. Prism, Mrs. Bob the Beard, Hannah Connor, Mrs. Geek, my beautiful wife, OR 2009, One Annalise, Orange Cat, Ostara, Crux, Patrick Plays Retro, Paul Dolin, Pauline Angela, Samantha Cornell, Simon Stevens, Snark Incarnate, Spaghetti alla Paranormale, who has a wrestling live tonight, which I am champion of. We'll be sending everyone there for a bit of fun. Span Special Ed, Stream Elements is doing my nutting. Susan Hornby, the Dark Carney, the Paranormal Monkey. Paranormal Monkey, can you not take a night off again? Genuinely. I was sat there last night at 8 o'clock. What the fuck do I do now? Tim DV, UK Paranormal Search, Valleys and Dragons, Wayne Dawson, Wisdom Wanderer, and Xander the God. The God. Sorry. Flurio Phantom Files. Flurio, with this broken tooth, it is really difficult for me to say a full channel name. Really difficult. Right. So, I'm going to leave this up to you guys. So far, nobody's really asked or poked. So, do you guys want me to go down the UFO? Do we take a look at... oh, shit, I forgot the channel name. I should have loaded this up. I'm very sorry. Paranormal Scholars take on the Penturk UFO incident. Or... do we want to get into all of this shite briefly? Because I ain't spending too long on it. Because once I start on the UFO stuff, I'm not going to go backtracking into the stuff that's happened. But I'm giving you guys the option. Beardo, do a poll on you. Stuart Quinn, thank you for the 12 months. Love the journey. The journey is incredible. Yes, I love UFOs. UFO? Oh no. What? TPT leader? UFO? UFO, it's safer. Anything is safe because opinions are just opinions. Beardo should join Spiritual Awakening channel with the UFO stuff. Really? Yeah, I did see your email about that. Oh, what the fuck? Please, you're a really cool guy. Please stop sending me emails of your injuries. I don't have the stomach for it. Please stop. Please stop. UFOs, UFO, UFO. Hey, guys. I don't know if you know this, but we are the horrible, nasty, bully, toxic community. You're supposed to ask for the drama, and I'm supposed to be telling people off for name calling in the channel, and so far all I'm seeing is alien heads and UFO. Alright, me lover. How you doing? How was my Bristol accent there? Was that a good one? Can I please get a UFO Negan, please? I've got a regular Negan. I don't know about the UFO Negan. Obviously, when we get into the UFO stuff, I'm not going to be smashing buttons every 5 minutes. Will Rights is fine, mate. I should have said before, I'm really weird with blood and guts and stuff. And a film, fine. But when somebody sends me what you did, I'm like, Jesus! I mean, your pain tolerance must be fucking incredible.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
We. Gingy, always toxic. I mean, come on, Gingy. Even when you play Call of Duty, you're like, oh, you sandwich, because you don't want to swear on the stream and you try to be polite. So let's not short sell that you're actually a really nice person, okay? UFO for Beardo, you should have gone to the Berwyn Mountain UFO incident happened 23rd January. I'm at the moment, I'm just on this one case, but I want to do this with you. The plan was, I'm going to do bits of research, get through these 2 incidents, and then we'll take it from there then, and then we'll look into other things. Not necessarily UFOs, just really strange things that are not so strange that I can't be interested in it. Because I'll be honest, this particular UFO story, it's got me hooked. Mrs. Geek, do have a good shift. UFO, really? Saz's was? Why not? It's technically under the veil of the paranormal. And this isn't just because UFOs are popular now. It's because YouTube auto-played and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, and that I'd never heard of it because it was so local to where I grew up. Lee Broders, thank you for the £5. Right, that's it. I'm shouting now, Beardo. Did you watch the bloody video links I sent you? Grr. Yes, I did, Lee. I watched the Craig Charles. I found Kaz. She's got her own channel. I've watched bits. I haven't watched all of it because the idea was we would be watching together and forming opinions and stuff. And then after tonight, the end of the video tonight, we'll discuss. I mean, I wish I could remember how to put up a poll and be like, right, so are we going UFO or failed military experiment? Or the government are lying to us all? I was about to say about the one near St. Athan. I mean, St. Athan is involved in it, obviously, because it's the local military base, or the closest military base. But the Penturk incident, it genuinely, it is the one that has just blown my mind. What has Justin done? Why are people shouting at Justin? Justin, what have you done? Sod UFOs, let's talk about Colin, Dawson and Seg. Well, just before we get into it then, we'll do the handbags just for a little bit. It's going to be very quick, alright? Because it goes the following. I had an opinion. People got pissed at me. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But people are now saying that I attacked the side-eye guy. I did no such thing. I had a pop at Colin for, in my opinion, using the side-eye guy to bat this community with a stick. And now people are pissed at me. Well, have at it. In regards to Dawson, I regret the way I worded. I didn't call him incompetent, but that's what it boiled down to, was I called him incompetent. That wasn't fair, because I was basing it off when I did watch him and he didn't seem to learn. I should have looked harder. However, that stuff is behind a paywall. How am I to know? But, right, to clear it up, Seg has not said that I have attacked him. He has not said that. It's certain people have said they have, and then people are saying to Seg, oh, I'm unsubscribing, and then people in my comment section saying I'm unsubscribing. One of them has unsubscribed 3 times since me. Well, fucking unsubscribe then. Hurry up and do it. Jesus! Kathy Lee, hello to you. Seg didn't seem... No, but listen. Do I agree that debunkers should work with fakers? No. Why? Because they lie. If you go and work with a faker and they don't pull any stunts, you have gained nothing other than people may look at you and say, you worked with that faker. I don't know if I can trust you properly. Some people. Some people may say, do what you want. I don't give a shit. It was entertaining. Have at it. But my video wasn't really about that. It was, to a degree, because what Colin then did was spend 15 minutes berating this community and saying, I've been bullied. My family's been bullied. Please, Colin, understand the following. Nobody is bullying your family randomly. People are passing comment on your family, your brother-in-law and your dad, because they're in your fucking videos faking with you. It's that simple. Well, Seg's video has confirmed that you made no negative comments towards him. I mean, I might have said if you didn't go... No, I did say, if you didn't go, this wouldn't have happened. But Seg's not bothered by that. But Seg also, in fairness, Seg showed a video clip from much earlier on in the year, where I was like, I ain't working with you. You've asked, but polite, no. Did Colin twist it to his benefit? Abso-fucking-lutely. And if Seg disagrees with that, that is absolutely fine. The comment sections, I've had people shouting at me, telling me they're unsubscribing, and I've never seen their fucking names before. Never seen their names before. I also see them over in Segs. I had one guy over there absolutely blasting me, saying that, you know, Beardo said he was... No, Beardo is the self-appointed king of debunkers. Now, I apologise to anyone that thinks that, but how many times do you hear me say Kenny Biddle is one of the best debunkers? Not me. How many times do you hear me say, go and watch Standoff because he is better at editing than me? Biddle is better at pulling stuff apart than me. Parple, when Parple was debunking, is a better editor than most of us. Go and watch that. I'm the kind of every guy that just shouts a shit. How many times have you heard me say that? How many times have you heard me say, I'm not sure about that? Ask Kenny Biddle. I'm not sure about that. Photography. You're going to have to ask Mythos. He's a photographer. You're staying subscribed. Thank you. But this is not an airport. They don't have to announce when they depart. Yep, they do. You are the king, be appointed by us. Listen, I appreciate it. And when people say things like, oh, you're the best debunker, I'm like, am I fuck? Am I fuck? Do I have a larger subscriber count than some? Yes. One guy was just like, you are jealous that the side-eye guy is catching you up. Now, bear with me. How many times have you heard me say in a video where I've shouted somebody out, they are catching up? I hope they overtake me, because either way, it's good for the community. I like Colin's paranormal stuff. Well, I like the interview he does at the start. It gives him a chance. It gives me the chance to practice watching body language. I personally wouldn't trust that man with the skin off my shit. I said it in the video. How do I know when Colin's lying? His lips are moving. A camera a better debunker than Beardo. What? If you're going to insult me, at least make it readable. Jesus Christ. You were the king of toe smelling. Thank you for the Polish doubloons, all 10 of them. Dirty bastard. Get out. A lot of it is down to people getting the context wrong. Some people are taking things out of context. Some people are outright lying because they got a big wooden spoon and they're doing this. Some people don't like me, they do like Seg. They don't like Seg, they do like me. And they are just doing this to watch the carnage unfold. I hope that makes you happy in your life. I think debunkers are shit. Thank you very much, Smith Paranormal. It's your opinion, you're entitled to it. Sarah Burton, of course, remember, you were allegedly Beardo's alt account. Oh yeah, Sarah, how are you typing? I haven't typed that. Because this is one of the lies that these people are spouting, that Sarah Burton is not a real person. It's me on an alt account. Even though she's always in the lives. Sarah Burton, while my hands are up here, could you type something that I would never say? Pretty please. I'll leave my hands there. People are so immature they have to turn out into high school drama, especially if it's none of their business. What's really got my back up with is the people saying that I've gone at the side-eye guy. I have not. I think he made a mistake working with a faker, but it hasn't changed his opinion on it. He's still going to go and do it. Up to him. But people also need to understand, people were kicking off before my video. People are already pissed that Colin did what he did, the way he did it. Did Sarah Burton type? Can I put my hands down now? Green smiley faces. There you go, Sarah Burton. Thank you very much. You're right, I wouldn't have done that. I don't know where the emotes are. We all know what body part you're using to type with. Krampus. I wish. Hello, Little Miss Mayhem. Beardo would never own up to liking the Backstreet Boys. Feel like I have a ton of videos to catch up on today. Oh, there's a lot. Even Seg said that you'd not have a go at him. I know, because I didn't. Listen, even if me and Seg were fucking hammering toe at each other, bashing at each other, I don't think either of us would tell a lie about each other. I genuinely don't. The problem isn't me, isn't Side-Eye Guy, it's not Dawson. It's that fucking idiot Colin. Because in my opinion, he weaponized it and he used the Side-Eye Guy. The Side-Eye Guy doesn't think that's happened. It's a difference of opinions. Doesn't mean I've got to go bashing him and he's going to go bashing me. Simple Ben will love this. Probably it's drama. He'll be all over it and he'll call it right down the middle like he has been doing. And I probably won't watch it. Have at it. Ben's got an opinion. His opinion, more than most, don't mean anything to me because of his past history. I find it highly comical that somebody that faked the paranormal is passing opinions on the fake paranormal. Wow. I don't think people get that people can be friends and still not agree with each other. Absolutely not. Colin is reveling in this current divide in the community. Oh, Colin is probably sat there rubbing his hands together that so many people don't like me. Probably. I mean, Colin has alluded in the comment section on the Cider Guy channel that there's a response coming. And all I got to say about that is you're entitled to it. But Colin, do be careful. Because research unearths some really, really, really weird things. Just saying. Being said, both act like brothers in one way. They simply watch the Ancient Ramen video. You can clearly see Beardo and Sega long lost brothers in arms when they're together. But me and Dandal, I mean, I did a debunking video on a channel and was like, look, fake, bollocks, absolute bollocks. Dandalf a couple of days later, when Beardo's wrong on that, he's absolutely wrong because of this, 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 and this. I didn't then go live and then say, Dandalf, you motherfucker, how dare you go against me, King Dingaling debunker, and make my dick look small. I do not like you anymore, sir. I'm going to draw a penis on your head. I didn't do that. I went, but I still think you're wrong, Dandalf. And he went, I still think you're wrong. Cool, we have a difference of opinions. It's the only time I've ever not agreed that Dandalf's knowing editing better than me. Not because I was being a dick, but 3 months later, Dandalf brought out a video where a shadow passes a door frame and wraps around the door frame, and he went, that's fake because of this white line down there. And then he went, shit, I saw this happen a couple of months ago. He still thinks that I was wrong, but he was like, there's a chance Beardo was actually right off the basis of this video because you can wrap shadows. Angie Metzner, thank you for the $5. Like I said before, people don't understand that people have different opinions and still get along. Sazizwaz, I've butchered your name now, I got it right. Thank you for your conversations and videos. You're very, very welcome. Colin is out of order. All them lies, yep. I'm frightening all the ghosts away with my debunking attitude. See, that was bollocks anyway. If you go into an investigation with the wrong mindset, ghosts won't appear. Seg goes in there, skeptical as shit, and apparently stuff happened. But that was only in Colin's video, because in Seg's video, he's like, yeah, nothing happened. His thumbnail, sorry, Colin's thumbnail, title, all of it, was complete hogwash. Complete hogwash. Right. What are we? Nearly half-assed. At half-assed, we're going into the Paranormal Scholar, because I don't want to keep going over the same thing. Because I believe Paranormal Scholar has actually interviewed Kaz from the Penturk UFO incident. Now, I've watched Paranormal Scholar a few times. She owns a museum of haunted artifacts in West Wales. I'd love to go there. Think some of the commenters are playing you both off. UK Paranormal Search, they do, and it happens all of the time. But they've gone up, they've kicked it up a notch now. There are people that are clearly fans of the Paranormal Files that are just stirring it up because divide and conquer, I guess. Hey, Blue Look Skylissa, thank you for the $4.99. Did I already read that and it was late? Like, that's come through really late. I do apologise. Angie Metzner, I've done that one. Right, sorry, I don't know why that came up there. Oh, right. Steve Dodsley, thank you for the £2. Keep up the great work. I do try. Gee, some people do love drama. We can disagree. Someone will still be close. Or boring if we agreed all the time. Colin can stick his thumbnail up his hoop. Blue Sky Lissa, thank you for the $4.99. Of course, you can have a dude, bro.
Dude, bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
What's your favourite shoe trainer and does it make you want a Rolex and a Lambo? Somebody commented earlier, why the fuck do you keep arguing over this ghost shit? And I was like, because it bought my Lamborghini. I wonder if he's gone to his mates. Oi, that Beardo dickhead's bought a Lamborghini off this. My favourite shoes are actually DC shoes. They're not that expensive. I don't wear watches. I wouldn't want a Lamborghini. I can't even get in my wife's insignia because it's too low to the floor. Michael O'Connor, thank you for the $4.99. Can we have a Possum Pete before the aliens commence? Yes, you can. And you'll notice Possum Pete is back. There. I can confirm, Guffalot Waffles, thank you for the £5. I can confirm I am not doing a spirit level calendar. Just saying, are you lubed up for the probing? Just go in dry, because I've been fucked all day today anyway. I don't love flip-flops either. I do not. Stop being dickheads, guys. Did somebody just refer to Dawson Torre as King of Skeptics? Hi, Weird Fox. Don't, because if I say something now, it'll get taken out of context. Like, hey, Mad Mountain, how you doing? Like, when I said that Seg is, the word has gone beyond skeptical. It was like, that's an attack. It's fucking not. And I didn't buy any more of the NECA boxes because they put the shipping up by $200. Yeah. I wonder how Chills feels about his voice being extremely popular TTS voice. Is that what that is? I can't hear it. I can't now. I've got my headphones in. Lucille or the Red Machete? Lucille. Long time lurk here. Hope everyone's well. Appreciate it, Zasha. So, guys, we are going to now, at 30 minutes past the hour, get into the Penturk UFO Incident documentary special by the Paranormal Scholar. Please, mods, could one of you actually grab the link for this? I should have done this last week. Grab the link for this video, please. Wait, I can do it. Never mind, mods. Do you know what, mods? Take the night off. Right, so the Paranormal Scholar. I think this is the fair way to do it when I'm doing a live reaction. I don't know if I did it last week, and I should have. So the entire time I'm playing this, loop for the probing. Thanks, Megan. Thanks. So, right, obviously, if you missed last week's video, this is going to be ideal because I've watched this woman's paranormal tales and she goes into such detail. She doesn't blink. Maybe she knows, I better not say his name either, I'll get in more trouble. Thank you, Megan. Take the night off. I might get in trouble. If nobody's here to tell me off. Don't scare Claire, hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. The mods need to keep you under control, Beardo. Absolutely. Jolene, please don't go. Gee, it's only 16 degrees. Why am I so hot? Hello, Fiona. Old Duffer. The mods are off. Start trolling. Gonna go smoke my joint then. Enjoy. To be fair, I'll guarantee you, if all the mods disappeared and then somebody did something and I read it, they'd be on it. On it. I've seen that. It was good. Yeah. So, obviously, we watched a different video last week. This week, we're watching The Paranormal Scholar. It's their take on the same UFO incident to see if there's any inconsistencies. If you haven't seen the original, cool, because then you get a fresh look at this. We'll be pausing and discussing because it blew my mind. Ali DB, thank you for the $4.99. There's room for everyone. The yin and the yang. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Although I slightly disagree with that sentiment because I think for para unity to be real, there's no room for fakers. John Boy Patton upgraded to mega fan. Hey, John Boy, I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Rodden's Museum of Spirituality, Penwheel Chap in Carmarthen. I want to go. I do want to go. Don't call me Shirley. Feel ignored as usual. How many people are in here before? Let me like. Hey, what are you doing? Like, there's 505 people in here. It's not easy for me to catch every comment. I do apologise. Lord Austin. Kaz came across so genuine in this video. I haven't seen this. This is the one I started to watch. I was like, oh, turn it off. This is incredible. Was it this one or the other? I can't remember. The Y-Files was the other video, which was also fantastic. Right, let's get into it.
morning of Friday the 26th of February 2016, Llantrisant, a small town located on the outskirts of the Welsh capital, was disturbed by a great commotion. Starting at around 2 a.m, residents took to social media to complain about being startled awake by the...
Oh, we've got screenshots this time. We didn't get these last time. Blue Sky Lissa, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for the 14 Zars from Snark Incarnate. Please, guys, don't call me Shirley or Rar. We'll do that, and then we are stopping with the buttons. Rar. Rar. The Wi-Fi's starting to get really iffy. Are they? See? Don't scare Clay, you need to do something about this, because it's fucking nuts. So first, please, I'm assuming this is your chop that's kept me up all hours. What's going on? Oh my god. There was one above us at 4:30. I'm in a foul mood today. Sorry, you can't see that. What's going on, Tristan? Something definitely woke me, and now there's shitload of helicopters circling outside. So this time, we've already got more context, and we're 25 seconds in.
The sound of several military helicopters circling above the town. Some users reported seeing helicopters land on the local common, with others complaining that military presence over Llantrisant lasted for many hours. Other residents, frightened by the unexpected presence of so many military vehicles, phoned the police. In the years since, transcripts of some of the calls made that morning have been released via a Freedom of Information request. "I'm concerned," one caller stated. "There is
Oh, she's got the transcripts.
a helicopter flying very low. It has come around 7 to 8 times. It's not like a police helicopter, it's a big double-engined one." Another
Chinook,
distressed resident described the helicopter.
Llantrisant. She's actually pronounced it right. I think this lady's Welsh. Still no proof where the message came from or who sent them. I mean, these are public records that she's reading out, so you can actually find them online if you look for them.
They saw as a Chinook. They wanted to report that they had seen it fly so low that it had nearly hit their chimney. The helicopter
I've actually read that report. They thought it was going to hit the chimney and it was causing the house to shake. I've actually read that one. That one is 100% available online.
"Is causing my house to shake," another caller stated. Someone else reported hearing bangs alongside the loud helicopters and wanted to know if their children and livestock were in danger. The volume and tone of the calls made to the police that morning show that this was not a normal occurrence for Llantrisant. Later that morning, as the sun rose, weary-eyed residents turned to the local news for an explanation.
In case you missed it last week, this entire news thing has completely stumped me. Why did they announce they were going to bring out a news story and then hide it? And why did the person writing that story quit her job that day and then go and work at the hospital? There's something up with this, I'm telling you. Is it a UFO? I don't know, but oh.
The disturbance was, according to the media outlet Wales Online, a major training drill between the British Army and Royal Air Force. Described as a bi-annual training package known as Exercise Chameleon, the events were said to be an entirely normal military exercise, and as such did not require local people to worry. And so there was a simple explanation. Or so it seemed. Like so many others in the area that day, Kaz Clark, a resident of Penturk, a village located just 6 miles from Llantrisant, had suffered a sleepless night. When she read the Wales Online article, however, she was wide awake. "I can categorically state that this was no exercise."
No, I have a question about that. How does she know what is or isn't an exercise? Is she ex-military? I don't know enough about her background. But if you missed part 1 last week, her version that starts before the numerous complaints is absolutely it's insane. But she comes across so believable and matter of fact.
Clark wrote in a comment she posted on the article on the day of the happening. She continued to explain that she had witnessed absolutely everything, and that the target which the military was chasing was not a Royal Air Force plane or other training exercise vehicle. it was a UFO. Clark's comment, along with all others on the article, appears to have since been deleted and can now only be accessed via screenshots.
Why was her article deleted? And by who? We will never know the truth from them end of? Oh, absolutely not. Because if it was a military exercise that got a little bit too close to home and some experimental craft has crashed, they ain't ever going to admit that. They'd probably rather Kaz say he was an alien and everyone be dismissive because aliens. I don't know, this entire thing stinks. It does. It absolutely reeks. I don't know if I'm in the paranormal camp or military exercise gone wrong.
Her story
That's
and
a
what she
comment.
claims to have seen that night, however, has not disappeared. In the years since the 26th of February 2016, Clark has been vocal.
Christine G, I absolutely 100% agree with that. There is no way in this infinite universe are we the only intelligent life. I refuse to believe that. We ain't that important. Pyramid-shaped TR-3B, possibly. I think somebody... Was that in the last video, Tim? I don't know enough about aircraft, but it's just fascinating. Do you see a bright white triangle there 1 minute gone the next? I saw that as a kid and no one believed me. I've been talking to Mama Geek about potentially doing a video interview with her because of an experience she had. Remember I said about the Nanty Moyle incident? Mama Geek was there.
About her experience, believing that what she and others witnessed that night in South Wales has implications for all of humanity. I was fortunate to be able to meet with Kaz Clark at the location in Penturk where the incident is said to have happened.
We ran to this gate and David ran into the field and I actually called him back because of all the military activity. I didn't want us to appear hostile.
For Clark, the Penturk incident, as the case has subsequently become known, did not begin on Friday the 26th. Rather, it started a few days earlier when she and her...
You can be sincere and believable at the same time as being... Absolutely, I've been sincere and been truthful, but been wrong. I believe Kaz believes what she saw. I don't think she's a kook or a liar. I don't think that that's the case with Kaz. I believe she believes it. I mean, she passed 3 lie detector tests. In the UK, lie detector tests are not taken as gospel, but we've got to take that into account that she passed 3 of them. She believed it.
Her neighbour Dave noticed a small grey twin-propeller plane flying low and very slow over their village. It was not unusual to see military aircraft in the area. MOD St Athan, a large Ministry of Defence site, is located less than 15 miles away and is home to several Royal Air Force units. However, when Dave complained that he had been kept awake all night by the planes flying, they knew this was not normal behaviour. Their attention now drawn to the plane's presence on Wednesday.
AI voice in the flesh. This is a real lady and this is how she talks. The Ouija brothers have investigated her museum. It's a very real lady.
The 24th, they noticed a second plane, similar to the first, arrive over Penturk and swap places with the other.
The TR-3B Black Manta is a rumoured highly classified black project aircraft of the US military, often described as a large triangular shape, stealth, reconnaissance and target designation platform. See, we'll get into it once they show the crash site, because I don't know if I questioned it last week.
Between the 2 planes, the airspace over the village was under constant observation, day and night.
Watchman, I agree about the lack of footage, but a lot of people reporting that mobile phones just ceased to work. Now, if this was a test for some sort of terrorism event, if it was a military, maybe they shut mobile phone networks down. But apparently, people couldn't record videos on phones. Apparently. I saw this, I saw that, where's the footage? I've just explained that. Phones apparently did not work. 2016, everyone's got video phones. I completely agree. Completely agree.
And so, on the evening of Thursday the 25th, Clark and her neighbour decided to camp outside, close to the fields behind her house, to watch the plane. It was around 2 a.m. on the 26th when she and Dave witnessed the arrival of a different plane.
Now, see, that area that's on video there is the area, and I've been told that it still doesn't... EMP, it is a description that people are giving you. I've been told that nothing grows back in this area, yet that grass is looking very green under the rushes.
Fast, low, loud, it flew over the fields and began circling the sky. When it banked to the left, the moonlight illuminated a mushroom on its back. It was an E-3 Sentry, an airborne early warning and control aircraft with a distinctive rotating radar dome above its fuselage. They watched it circle 7 times. Then something even more unexpected happened.
See, that's the area. It's green. The Y-file said nothing has grown in that area. Well, it has.
A red light became visible
Take
above the tree line at the end of the field.
I was totally in shock and awe of what I was seeing when red light turned into 3, which was a triangle on the oblique angle coming in point first,
hey, Ryan.
Which turned out to be a full-sized pyramid.
This pyramid, Clark claims, was an intelligently controlled craft. Standing at the gate that marked the entrance to the field, she and Dave watched it and witnessed something spectacular.
The leading set of 6 lights on the near side edge were brighter than the rest of the ship, like some kind of steering mechanism for the ship. It came in point first, and when it was fully here, it came down in a pendulum motion and lined up behind those trees there.
Even in this day and age, do we have an aircraft that is capable of that? I mean, I know it was only 9 years ago, but...
When it was in the upright position, it fired this green object out at the top like it had been fired out of a cannon, so fast. It skipped across and in front, or just above, these trees on my left-hand side here, and just rocked backwards and forwards gently. I can't tell you what shape it was because it was too bright, brighter than...
Mickey, I agree. Especially if they've watched YouTube today. They're like, what the fuck are those lot doing down here? Weirdos.
in the moonlight, like a really bright green star, about the size of a small car. The E-3 Sentry was flying up by this time, and back round and coming back down again. I was standing on the gate up and
E-3 Sentry doesn't fly low.
The top, and I was staring through the bare trees to get a better look, because this pyramid listed to the right hand side, still turning very slowly anti-clockwise, started to move backwards away from us. And I said to Dave, it's landing. But in actual fact, that the field rises there, because you've been out and seen it, and the land was coming up to meet it. And as it neared the ground, it ejected this hand, I described it like a hand of lightning. But it wasn't thin lightning, like we see here. It was thick, like fire, like fingers. And the whole thing lit up really brightly, so you could...
This is the 4th or 5th time I have heard Kaz describe this, and it's the same. She doesn't embellish or add bits in. Could that mean it's rehearsed? Possibly, but I'm absolutely enthralled with this. Justin, I would love for you to get Kaz on Paranormal Monkey Podcast, because you'll do a far better interview than me, if I could jump in for a bit, because this is nuts.
See the whole outline of it. And such was the size of it, while I was staring at the bottom, you couldn't see the top. That's how big. Now, whilst I was fixated, and don't ask me why I was fixated on it touching the ground, because I don't know to this day, but David said he saw 15 or 20, he described them as orbs, come out the top of it. And I can stand here and tell you that I saw them, but I genuinely didn't, because I was so fixated on it touching the ground. Anyway, I heard it went from like tail light red to like bright white orange, and the nearest lights to the ground were the brightest.
At this point, with the pyramid object and green light in front of her, as well as the E-3 Sentry still flying overhead, Clark describes the arrival of yet more military aircraft.
Wingtip to wingtip, 2 big American planes with 2 engines, propeller engines, on each wing. And I looked up just to see them go over the top. And when I looked back, I couldn't see the pyramid anymore. But that's not to say it wasn't there, I just couldn't see it. But the green object was still there.
With 3 planes now in the sky, yet more appeared. Clark describes these as 2 C-130s, big Hercules aircraft, which turned and flew in behind the other planes. That placed 2 planes out wide and 2 planes in close.
And this green object shot across really fast.
Do you know what? I've forgotten her surname. Justin. Yeah, mods I've seen. I forgot her surname. I'll find you a message and I'll send it over to you. Now, Kaz Clark, thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. Her telling of this in the 3 or 4 times I've watched it, she to me believes what she saw. I don't think she's lying. I don't know what she saw, but she seems to 100% believe it.
Really fast in front of the planes. The E3 Sentry is still going up and back round again. Excuse me. And it flashed 3 really bright strobes at the aircraft.
Wouldn't they send fighter jets? But probably. I don't know enough about the military, but later on there's Apache helicopters and explosions that shook a hospital. It's so wild.
And then seemed to get
Stream of
excited
consciousness.
somehow. Like bobbing and skipping and bobbing and skipping in the westward direction towards Llantrisant, because our planes were following it. I think it was a deliberate decoy to draw the aircraft away from the main ship.
With the green object skipping away into the distance towards the town of Llantrisant, Clark watched the 4 military aircraft follow in pursuit. The events of the night, however, were far from over.
Yeah, I will,
And
Cheryl.
these 2 red barrel-shaped objects came from my left-hand side. One stopped above the hedge.
I mean, even if she made this up with this guy David, the detail. Do you know, when people are bullshitting, it's really hard to remember a lie. It's very easy to remember the truth because it's the truth. Hey, Marilyn Monday. I send a C-130 Hercules and not something that could intercept. I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is why we're doing this together, why I haven't gone on my lonesome with it, because I know far less about UFOs, the military, and all the rest of it. Possibly guess Justin get on before Beardo does. Tim, what I was saying is I'd prefer Justin to do it. If I could be involved in some way for this project, I'd prefer Justin to do it because he interviews better. I wouldn't want to get Kaz on and then be like, right, Kaz, could you give it? Hang on, rawr, hang on. It would throw things out. I'd rather do it on Justin's channel with Justin if Justin is interested in it. Because Justin is a better interviewer than me. He's a better researcher than me. Again, you know, people are saying I'm King Dingling and shit. I'm not. I would rather lean on people that do a better job than me. So Spookfest seen a UFO before Spookfest? With the greatest of respect, you have seen more than I ever have. I genuinely hope you have. Genuinely, I'm not questioning you.
It's just where I was standing. And I'm still standing
Flying
on
triangles
the
in America, the
gate. I
60s,
just
70s.
stared at it for a few seconds. Because of the shock and because I wanted to know. And I could see all the insides moving, like I described it like white noise on a TV.
Justin, I've got email addresses for Kaz because I know somebody that knows her quite well, but you'll approach it better, you know? Yeah, it's a real voiceover. The paranormal scholar, that is genuinely how she talks.
Screen, but it was more 3D than that. It was more like it was turning in on itself, not flat, you know? And then I looked to see where the second one was, and that hadn't stopped. And that was right above me, just above this branch here.
Further, no smile, no laugh. She's not nervous or doing any of the typical liar traits. I don't know enough about facial recognition. You see people in my comment section all the time, that guy is lying because he's looked to the left. I think that myth has been dispelled, but I don't ever say it because I'm not 100% on it.
And the one above me changed colour from tail light red to traffic light green, and I could see even clearer the insides moving.
She's telling her story. I think there could have been occasions where the body language is giving away she's a bit selling of a book or making money. Potentially. RF standing ops would be QRF, Quick Resolution Force, massive firepower, not a cargo plane. Because what we do in... Yeah, I mean, aliens are just... They're not going to waste the firepower because we're doing a fucking pretty good job of destroying ourselves. I agree. This was a botched military exercise. They would not send such heavy response to an actual threat without scouting it out first. But there was a scout 2 days before.
And I felt it scan me. When this one had scanned me above here, the red one that had remained sentry the whole time was still there. The green barrel then moved off to my right-hand side.
Do you make money from interviews? As in, would she make money from this interview? No. But the flip side to that is, by doing this interview, would people buy her book? And then she would make money. So we both look at both ways. There's the potential to earn from this interview.
Above these rooftops here. And then the red barrel moved off to my left-hand side and down across the field. And I stood on the gate and I watched it until I couldn't see it anymore.
After the barrel object...
I appreciate that, Justin. Thank you. Yeah. I want to do this the right way because it's absolutely insane. You're used to the interview. Others may be better at interviewing people. Only you can convey your genuine, honest curiosity. Yeah, which is why if I was on with Justin, I think it would be the best of both worlds.
Disappeared from view, Clark
Just
and
my
Dave
thoughts
decided
on
to
it.
walk into the field to the second gate. They hoped to be able to see some of the other barrel-like objects, which Dave had observed come from the pyramid craft. As they walked, the E3 Sentry plane followed them overhead. It was too dark and slippy to see anything more.
So we'd walk back to this gate and we heard the Apache helicopters coming. We'd gone around the side there just so you could get a better viewpoint through the trees.
But I've got a flat tyre on my car. Are you at work with a flat tyre? Sorry, chat. Mrs. Geek, have you gotten to work or are you broken down? If you're broken down, I'll end the stream and I'll come and get you. Sorry, guys. Brand new tyre. But if you're on the side of the road, I'll come down and I'll you're at work, right? As long as you're at work, you're not stranded. Right, what? Before I press play or anything, what do you want me to do? The end of the track is where the quarry is located. Right. Right, I've got a bit of a... She's at work, so she can't come out of work anyway. But I want to see... No, don't end. I'll cope. If you're at work, I can come down. We've got Dan here as well. She's at work, so I can't get her anyway. I can go and pick her up in the morning from work. Don't drive with a flat, you'll bugger your wheel rim. Probably. Yeah, guys, I can't go get her because she's at work. Pick it up tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'll pick it up in the morning. As long as if she was broken down the side of the road, I'd end and I'd be gone to get her. But she's not. She's actually at work, so it's just the morning I got to worry about, which is fine. I'll just set an alarm and go and get it. As long as she's all right. You have to go change the tyre tomorrow now. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine. As long as she's safe. Make sure you set an alarm. Mrs. Geek before anything, mate? Oh, absolutely. If you've got a jack in your boot and your spare. Even if she hasn't, I can go and get her because we've got separate cars. I'm at work, I'm fine. Right, cool. She's got an amazing husband. Papa Geek ran Mrs. Geek to see if she's got to work. There you go. All sorted. She's still got to work a shift. Yeah, Mrs. Geek, don't stress about the tyre. I'll sort you in the morning. I can't go to a place of work and change the tyre until she's there. She works in a care home, so they can't have some random bearded guy in a pair of shorts and a flamingo shirt turn up. Pick it up in the Lambo. Meow. Right. As long as she's safe, cool. Just may need you in the morning. Yeah, absolutely fine, Mrs. Geek. Absolutely fine. Beardo can work a spirit level, let alone fit a top. I was waiting for that, Justin. Right, back to it.
And
Sorry,
there were
guys.
3 Apache helicopters, one above 2, going low across the fields, pushing all the trees and hedges flat with the force of their rotor blades. Big red pulsing
Mr.
lights
Geek.
going out in front of them.
See, now everyone's saying you wouldn't put out those airplanes, you would put out attack. Apache helicopters are attack, right? I know what an Apache helicopter is.
On an interception course with the green object that had gone west before. In my opinion, we were only standing at this gate, including the time that it took us to walk down and back again, for maybe 10 minutes. I got back to my house. I heard an enormous explosion from the direction of Plantrescent. Plantrescent's 5 miles from here, and it was enormous. Kaboom. You know, this is not a little fake incendiary device. This was an explosion.
And certainly, as is evidenced from police transcripts from that morning, Clark was by no means the only person in the area to have heard the explosion. People were shaken awake. Car alarms were set off.
You'd be tired in the morning.
Seismological
I'm always
data
tired.
from the British Geological Survey also confirms that, in the early hours of the morning on Friday the 26th of February 2016, there was a seismological anomaly in South Wales. Despite the closest station to
Hey guys, I am not streaming me changing a tyre. You saw what happened with the spirit level. I'll be mocked relentlessly again. Seen Apache helicopters training and dropping off supplies for fair. So where's the big hole? There's not a big hole, but there was damage to the forest.
Plantrescent being
Get in
located
there,
some
Angry Goose.
45 miles away, the event still registered. Described by the British Geological Survey as a small transient signal, it was registered at around 4:20 am. Around this time, there were also said to have been reports of an explosion.
Is the explosion a sonic boom? Ooh. Maybe. Or a UFO making a sonic boom.
Being heard close to the Royal Glamorgan Hospital in Plantrescent, with it being claimed that the blast shook the hospital to the foundations,
It's only flat
caused
on
the
the bottom.
windows to rattle, and resulted in thick smoke coming inside. The official explanation for the military helicopters witnessed by members of the public over
Dean, I'm good with changing tyres, honestly. Aren't you mocked incessantly anyway? True.
Plantrescent was the training exercise Chameleon. However, when asked via a Freedom of Information request whether or not the reported explosion was related to this exercise, the Ministry of Defence said that it would not be possible for the MOD to retrospectively confirm that the shaking reported in February 2016 was caused by the simulated explosions.
What? It would not be possible for the MOD to retrospectively confirm that the... Is anyone else getting the whiff of bullshit?
The wording of this response leaves a lot to be desired. What makes it particularly interesting, however, is that a response was given, whereas other questions posed via Freedom of Information request related to the
Craig Charles' documentary said there's no seismic activity picked up. The seismic activity was picked up 40 miles away in Port Talbot. 40? 20? It was picked up at... I'm sure it's 40 miles away. Is it past Swansea? Where's Billy? Bullshit. Do you know when Billy got the high-pitched voice? I edited that. My voice don't get that weird. Beardo, not that you're boring, but I feel maybe I can sleep, so I'm off to nap. Happy to help. Military RAF would never run an exercise of that nature close to population. I mean, sorry. The explosion, if it happened next to the Royal Glamorgan Hospital. That is a big-ass hospital in Wales. I think it's one of the bigger.
Penturk incident have
40
been met
miles.
with blanket Section 26 exemptions, which allow for the withholding of information that might be considered a security risk. Why was this question answered? And more importantly, why did the MOD not simply confirm that the shaking was a result of their simulated explosions? As such, it seems to suggest that the
Sometimes seismic activity is just seismic activity. Yeah, but seismic activity, when there's this military presence, multiple people have heard an explosion and it was picked up 40 miles away. And am I mistaken? And it was in Monmouth? I thought it was Swansea where it was picked up. Would a sonic boom cause seismic activity to register 40 miles away? Yeah, it's the geological in Swansea. I think they picked it up. That's what I read. Maybe Swansea and Monmouth picked it up, but I heard there was only one in Wales. You live in Monmouth, and listen, I live relatively close to this. Didn't hear the fucking thing.
seismological anomaly experienced and recorded in the area may have had a different origin. Kaz Clark is one of many people who believe that they know the true cause of the explosion. Later in the day on the 26th, after reading reports online of helicopters and troops from people in Llantrisant, Clark decided to go to the town to see if she could uncover what had happened to the green object she had witnessed being pursued in that direction by military planes. Her first stop was Llantrisant Common, an extensive piece of open land designated for public use. There were rumours online that troops had performed a metal search there.
And all the metal that had been on the common for years, old bikes, a couple of old fridges, were all neatly stacked up along the roadside.
See, this is what I didn't understand with the Y-Files, where he made it out like it was a fucking junkyard on that common. And what she said is a couple of fridges, couple of bikes. So somebody has got some crossed wires there. This is her count. Now, like I said, it didn't ring true to me because Llantrisant Common isn't a shithole that's covered in dumped cars and stuff. And that's not what these guys are saying, which rings more true than the Y-Files that I watched.
And yellow tape everywhere. Like they'd cordoned off areas once they searched it.
Whilst at the common, Clark claims to have spoken to a couple of dog walkers who clarified to her that there had been 2 explosions earlier that day, one in the air and a second on the ground. They claimed it had come from Llantrisant Forest, a 600-acre woodland on the outskirts of the town known locally as Smilog Woods.
Gone up to Smilog Woods, and because we knew the trajectory of the green object, it wasn't long before we found
Bristol and Kiwi, excuse me. As far as we could tell last week, I was like, I'm sure there's a 5-day notice that residents have got to be given for military training. As far as I knew. And there was kind of a confliction there of whether it had to be 12 hours, 5 days, or 4 days. And it's all a bit weird. Hey, Kenny. I think you'd love this case if the Centre for Inquiry have never touched it. Penturk UFO incident. I find it fascinating.
the debris trail. And there were 60-foot trees. This is Forestry Commission. There are no branches.
Now, I know Smilog Forest, and it is dense. It's that dense all the way through. Now, could a downed aircraft have caused this? I mean, that's snapped out, right? Those bends, that looks more like wind damage. That looks snapped, right? But if this triangular shape was as big as she said, and this is a crash site, wouldn't the damage be far more extensive? Peter, from my point of view, for something to be felt 40 miles away must be something very big. And being in the army for 7.5 years, never seen anything that big. Right, cool. This looks like something's hit these trees. But if this big triangular object was shot down and exploded, would the damage site not be massive? Massive.
On the lower parts of the trees. Snapped mid-trunk, as far as the eye could see.
But these are all... Does something come down at that angle? But if something has got shot down and exploded, wouldn't there be a ring? I don't. There'll be more photos, I hope.
Branches lay left and right of us in a perfectly straight line. And when we got up over the ridge, right in front of us was this group of trees, 6 of them all together, snapped 20 feet in the air, and all these white burn marks on all the surrounding trees.
Somebody else has picked up on that. As far as the eye can see, 3 or 6 trees. I've got more questions now.
And a really pungent smell. And my hair had turned completely white. Completely white. I mean, I'm a little bit salt and pepper, and I'm getting completely white, but overnight.
See, I questioned this. Apparently there's white scorch marks. I couldn't see any, but the camera quality is not the greatest. I questioned her hair. A few people questioned her hair, but, you know, why is her hair dark now? She could have dyed it. It apparently is documented. The seismic data from Monmouth was recorded. Brilliant, thank you. So her hair is definitely white, and she could have dyed it after the fact, but it's documented that her hair turned white overnight, and that she had radiation poisoning, or high levels of radiation, after going into this forest and seeing what she saw. The bark's been stripped. That's her at the bottom of the frame, yeah. That could have been a down chopper from the rotors. True. Damage ground 0 from an aircraft would be exponential. I would have assumed if a downed aircraft had gone off in the woods that close to the hospital, the windows would have blown out on one side of it. Scott Fricks, Beardo, be nice to Seg, please. I haven't been horrible to Seg. Seg didn't say I have been, so I don't need to be nice to Seg. I haven't been horrible.
This was quite shocking, to be honest, and that is on the video of the crash
Documented
site.
by who? Technically, whoever took that photo. I don't know about the radiation. Hopefully, this will clear that up, because the Y-files kind of skipped over that as just her hair turned white, and she had radiation documented.
As well as debris and peculiar
2016.
burn marks on the trees, Clark also states that it was snowing at the alleged crash site, but nowhere else. I asked her if it was actual snow or if it might have been debris falling from the sky.
No, it was snow, but it was spongy. You know, like you catch a piece of snow and it'll melt in your hand. Whereas with this, you could squeeze it between your fingers, release your fingers, and see the flattened piece, and then it would dissolve. So it was a bit like marshmallowy, but not quite. You know, it would still dissolve, but
Like some chemical reaction.
yes, absolutely, some kind of microclimate that was occurring there.
A similar anomaly was also observed in the fields behind Clark's house, at the location where the pyramid craft supposedly sent out a hand of lightning as it came close to the ground. Peculiarly, this patch of grazing land seemed to have been affected by the craft, leading to it being referred to as the Bald Patch, as well as Llantrisant and Smilog Woods.
But the bulrushes, they're always kind of brown in the autumn, right? That grass is green. Like, oh, this was taken in 2021, so they're saying this area was more densely vegetate.
Clark also investigated this
I'm so
area
confused.
after her experience.
We'd gone over to the field where the bald patch is, expecting to see burn marks on the ground. And there was nothing, but everything was dead. Everything was dead. The grass was dead.
Sorry, James, what's anti-4 foam? What, like fire extinguisher foam?
The bushes were dead. Like something that sucked all the life out of them. And it was snowing, just in that one field.
Right, if your hair turned white that quick, it means something had to remove the melanin. New hair couldn't grow. New hair wouldn't necessarily be affected, hence it got darker. Ah. Or hair dye. So the crash site, according to the footage, made it with 3 trees. Sorry, when people film a crash site. Yeah, it's throwing me off there. Aerogel. I don't know what that is either. Dandruff. Oh dear. Anti-fire foam. That turns more pasty and watery.
To this day, some 5 years after the incident, the bald patch is still visible.
Hey,
Many
Midnight.
who have visited it
Giselle.
report being negatively affected by the patch.
Ronnie, hello.
And indeed, there may be an explanation for this. Some 18
Okay.
months after her experience, Clark got into contact with the Swansea UFO network, and in particular the researcher Gary Jones. After much field research, they were able to prove that there were electromagnetic field anomalies at both the alleged crash site in Smilaug Woods and across the fields behind Clark's house, specifically at the Bald Patch.
Have we got any data from the EMF? Now, I won't understand the data from the EMF, but there's plenty of smart people in chat and plenty of smart people that we know that would. Your bald patch is visible. Came in an angle, it would have left the trench. If it exploded, the trees would have pushed over. Even if it came straight down, it would have peppered the trees. Yeah, I agree.
Despite the passage of time, the radiation detected was significant and far in excess of what one might expect. According to Jones, in 2019, 3 years after the incident, the highest readings still showed that
Some military aircraft engines or fire extinguishers could be activated in case of an engine fire or hit, so it could just be leftover retardant from the helicopter crash. Cool.
hours exposure in what he describes as hotspot areas, including the Bald Patch, would have been equal to roughly 21 days of normal background radiation. Even the lower readings were equivalent to 2.4 days, which is the same as a chest X-ray. It is difficult to argue a natural cause for these readings. And yet, natural causes for the anomalies witnessed at both Penturk and Clantrisant are all official public bodies can give. The trees at Smilaug Woods, which showed significant damage, or indeed complete destruction, were hastily cut down and replaced after the incident. When asked why this was the case, Natural Resources Wales, the authority responsible for Smilaug Woods, stated that they had to undertake felling of larch that were infected with Phytophthora.
Would that infection have caused those trees to lose their bark and snap? For me, it's just a crash site. From everything you described, you expect the land of fire, debris, and TGH would have authentic battle damage from being so close. Yeah, that hospital, yeah. The windows would have, just from the sound of it, the windows would have blown out, right?
This was the reason for their removal and replanting. Phytophthora, also known as larch disease, is a highly destructive, fatal pathogen which, as well as affecting larch, can spread to other tree species. Whilst larch disease is a very serious problem and is known to affect forests across Wales, there is no specific evidence that the trees in question were infected. According to Natural Resources Wales' own guidance, due to the seriousness of the disease, a felling licence is required before trees are removed. There is no evidence that such a licence was granted for the trees in Smilaug Woods. Not only that, the procedure is to harvest the trees entirely, so as to ensure the disease does not remain or spread. This is known as a sanitised felling. Once again, there is no evidence that this was the case for the trees in Smilaug Woods, with remnants of the old trees still remaining dispersed across the ground to this day. The area was also immediately replanted with new trees.
See, Kenny, I've seen your comment there. It sounds like a conspiracy theory. In places, yeah, but then there's so much just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But then I'm not a UFO guy. I don't know enough about the military. I don't know enough about the UFOs, which is why this has probably captured my attention. It's very close to home. I'm not in the camp of UFO. I'm more in the camp of training exercise and denial. But why? Is it because an accident took place so close to a hospital? Is why the denial? Is it something as simple as that?
According to the Forestry Commission, residual spores which spread larch disease are likely to remain in the leaf litter and soil for 2 to 4 years after felling, and thus immediate replanting is not advised. Perhaps the best evidence against Natural Resources Wales's claim, however, is this. When I visited the alleged crash site, several broken trees remained, seemingly from the night of the incident. They had not been removed as the procedure surrounding larch disease requires. In fact, they were so untouched that even the peculiar white burn marks described by Clark were still on the surface of some of the trees, consistent with her report.
Is that a white burn mark or just a dead tree? Because all the other trees have got greenery on them. Is that scorch? I don't know.
One tree looked distended, as though on the edge of explosion, which is thought to have occurred to some of the other trees no longer standing when in the presence of the UFO. And so, why were these trees removed? Throughout, the official explanations for the strangeness of the events of the 26th of February 2016 have either not made sense or are incomplete. In addition to the claim of a military exercise being responsible for the disturbances, an overturned lorry was also said to be the reason why many roads, including major highways in the area, were closed that night. When Gary Jones asked,
It wasn't bird shit. Now, see, this whole thing with the M4 being closed, I was like, yeah, it's Wales. We have one motorway, or if you're in America, highway. And in places, it's only 2 or 3 lanes. Other places, 4. Like, heading towards Cardiff is 4. Coming through Lantricent is 3. Going to Swansea is 2. If something crashes on the M4, it's fucked. And it's fucked for the day. And then all of the surrounding roads are not meant to cope with that a volume of traffic, and it just jams up. It causes absolute carnage very, very quickly. I mean, if a band plays in the seaside town of Porthcawl, everywhere is screwed for all day.
via a Freedom of Information request.
Is there an airbase near the site that could explain the military exercise? Yes, there is. It's called RAF St. Athan. Stream Elements is a bot that is supposed to only go off when people do donations, subscriptions, and stuff like that. But it's got a mind of its own. I can't get it to behave. A fleet of seagull shit in.
Why this was the case, the South Wales police brushed him off, stated his requests were vexatious, and that they had been unable to locate any recorded information.
Chat, sorry, really quick. What does vexatious mean? I don't think I've ever heard that word before. Unable to locate any recorded information in relation to any road closures on the date specified. I thought they said that there was a fatality of... not a fatality. There was a HGV crash on the M4. It was shut down and the cameras were shut down. Tom44, thank you for the 13 months. 13 fun months of fun, drama and honesty is brilliant. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. I'm a tree surgeon and that's not burn marks. It's pretty healthy bark. Oh.
In relation to any road closures on the date specified. But that, not having any recorded information, they also...
Vexatious means you've been a nuisance to the court system, essentially.
Somehow knew exactly what information he was requesting, as they also stated the officers involved have since left the organisation. A separate Freedom of Information request sent to the Ministry of Defence in 2019 asked specifically about the pyramid craft and the other objects seen that night.
Vexation, it means confusion, consternation and annoyance. Right, basically he was getting on the police's nerves, calling all the time. Causing attendant, causing nuisance, frustration. Right, cool. There's a valley in Wales known to aviation enthusiasts as the Mac Loop. How close? I think the Mac Loop is kind of Brecon Way. Not that close. Sounds like another word for saying you're fat. Voluptuous and vexatious. Bit out of full link request. Gary Jones, he's done about 100 on it or so. Awesome. I'm definitely going to take a look.
The MOD's response, rather than claiming that they did not know anything about the craft or objects, stated that they hold information related to the request, but due to operational sense.
You know, now you've said vexatious litigation, I actually heard that the other day with the law guy on YouTube.
Sensitivity are withholding it. They cite Section 26 as a qualified exemption, claiming that the public interest in maintaining the exemption outweighs the public interest in disclosure. The UK's Ministry of Defence does not deny that they know about the craft seen by Clark and others. They are simply unwilling to disclose the information. It is therefore with substantial evidence that Kaz Clark and the researchers close to the case, including Gary Jones, claim that not only did an alien craft visit Penturk that night, but that a violent interaction between it and the military was covered up. The ultimate claim is that an alien craft crashed in Smilog Woods and was...
That alien craft was described as so big, and yet there's a handful of trees that are damaged.
Subsequently removed by the military. This is a claim which has spanned the days, weeks, months and years after the original incident. Indeed, Kaz Clark asserts that only a few days after the Penturk incident, yet more military personnel were seen in the area, this time camping in one of the fields close to where she and her neighbour witnessed the pyramid craft.
Nothing crashed there, there was an airburst. Now this is the bit that throws me back into what the F.
Shortly after the event, we had some men and women come and camp in the fields here.
And there's photos and videos of this.
So from my house, I couldn't actually see them. And I only knew they were there because of my local Penturk hub. And a couple of dog walkers, people come out here quite regularly, have said they've been given different stories.
It got away.
One, that they were a fracking survey.
Right, so I'm not mocking anybody at all for any input that they've got into this, because I'm not the guy for it. Have they fired something and it's missed is one of the comments. I don't know enough about missiles, I don't know enough about the weaponry on Apaches and stuff, but depending on how close it is to the hospital, if they felt the vibration, would the windows not have burst? Could the tree damage be from barrels, though, and not necessarily the pyramid? Oh, I see what you're saying. Could be. Yeah, I'm not dismissing anyone. I'm not debunking this as such. It's just captured my attention because it's close to home and it's nuts. Fracking is drilling in certain areas.
Team, which didn't go down very well in the village. And two,
bird droppings could potentially burn or damage tree bark, which is more likely to cause discoloration and staining with prolonged exposure. Oh. Llandrillo, Merionethshire, similar case. All right. Aliens coming here and then crash makes no sense. Not if they were shot down by Apache helicopters.
that they were Vodafone. Well, this tweaked my curiosity and I wanted to come out.
How does she remember all the detail? I retell a story 10 minutes later, I forget stuff. True, but if you have such a life-changing event, she believes it, I think. If you have such a life-changing event, you're going to remember a lot of detail. False memory will come into play. But, you know, she's been hell-bent on proving this since, so she's obviously got notes and stuff to refresh herself.
See, and I came out with a friend, with my dog, and the guys had taken my dog for a walk. And there were two soldiers walking towards us wearing full digital camos, carrying real guns. So they said to us that they were doing a military exercise in case we saw anything funny going on.
Justin, we've already discussed, I'm definitely going to Penturk, I'm going to Smilog, but it looks like they've dug up everything, so... But I still want to go to these areas, absolutely.
Down in the fields. They've gone through the gate, disappeared down the road. We've gone down to where the second gate is and turned left into the field where they were camped. And I've always said you can take the man out of the army, but you can't take the army out of the man. Every single tent was in...
Hey, Cujo, regarding the crash, why would we assume that the alien craft would obey our laws of physics? Great question. Could not be half made up, half truth. Absolutely. The unpredictable electromagnetic fields and such. There isn't anything on the Apache that can make a hospital shake entirely now. Maybe a 200-pound G-dam could produce a shockwave larger. Have they fired something at a UFO and missed? Is that what's caused that little bit of damage? And the UFO's just whoosh, and it wasn't a crash at all? Or has the military run an operation and what is supposed to be a dud missile has gone off? Because I had an experience in the Army Cadets where we were given live rounds and quickly discovered, and there was a massive investigation into it in Brecon in 1994, 95, because they'd give a bunch of teenage kids live ammunition instead of the blank ammunition. All hell broke out. My parents kicked off, everyone kicked off, and then suddenly it was all a mistake. It was definitely not live ammunition. And I'm like, the blanks had blue tips. We didn't have blue tips. And where we were, because we were supposed to ambush a party, the banking next to us was getting peppered. And we were like, holy shit, that's not supposed to happen.
Perfect straight line. Every string, perfect
Will
straight
to rights,
line.
absolutely.
And they told me they were Vodafone. So within 10 minutes, I've been given 2 different...
So why are they camping there? Why are they camping there? Why are there people in white suits?
stories. They said they were Vodafone doing field tests. But they
I don't
had
think it's a
one of
down
these large
helicopter. It's too
laptops,
small.
twice the width of a laptop, metal case. And they clearly didn't want me to see what they were doing. They closed this case. We'd walk down further.
To be fair, Kaz, if I was sat in Starbucks with a laptop out, I don't do that because I'd feel weird. And you did that, I'd pull the top down as well. Like, what are you looking at? How dare you?
In the field where the pyramid had come in, because it came in across that way, sideways, and then swung down.
Yeah, they crimped at the end, and there's a blue tip on them. Can you go back to that pic, please? Yeah, absolutely.
Twice.
Right, so they're in civvies. This guy's in a white suit by the look of it. Potentially just a white kind of biker jacket.
Width of a laptop,
So many more questions the more this goes on. Me too. Pic looks like a Vodafone uniform, not a white hazmat. Thing is, they told her they were Vodafone at one point. Hey, Chris Williams. And then they said it was fracking. Then they said it was Vodafone.
Metal case.
It's weird.
And they clearly didn't want me to see what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm using the keys. I just wanted to zoom it, get back quicker because I'd gone too far. But why are Vodafone camping out? They put Vodafone in wellness trucks and hotels. Bloke in a yellow jacket with a white shirt under it. See, when I'm live, my frame by frame doesn't work as well. I didn't see a bloke in a yellow jacket.
Tops. Twice the width of a laptop, metal case.
Vodafone don't camp out.
And they clearly didn't want me to see what they were doing. They closed this case. We'd walk down further in the field where the pyramid had come in.
Tents protect cables. Yeah, but they were individual tents. There's space between them. Oh, you mean called up cables? Yeah, true. You just hate it when the aliens get in your handbags. Yes, we do, Karen.
Because it came in across that way, sideways, and then swung down.
Conspiracy about the Vodafone thing.
They were wearing white forensic suits doing a fingertip search of that field. They too have one of those big laptop devices in the
Have we
field
got a
with
photo
them.
of those, please?
And right at the end of the trail where the disused quarry is, they have
Vodafone is a mobile phone network or cellular phone network. They put masts in, but they also do broadband and stuff now as well.
had another Jeep with another one of those those laptop things, with satellite dishes and aerials. We actually
Where's
think
the
they were
white suit?
triangulating a satellite into this area to listen, perhaps. Not entirely sure what they were doing.
It seems as though the military had a reason to be interested in Penturk and the surrounding area. What this reason was, however, has never been confirmed. Arguably, even more interesting than the appearance of the military in the fields behind Clark's house, however, was the arrival of a specific plane at Cardiff International Airport on the day of the incident. Identified by plane spotters.
This plane is used for royal family or dignitaries like the Prime Minister or visiting dignitaries. Why the hell is this there?
And shared on the South Wales Aviation Group website was Kitty 74, a ZE-700 Royal Air Force plane.
No, Vodafone. My phone is O2. I believe my wife is on Vodafone. I don't know any American phone companies to compare them to.
Usually reserved for transporting high-level officials such as the Prime
Prince William was at the Wales v France game that date, and he's landed in Cardiff. That makes complete sense.
Minister. It was seen landing in Cardiff International Airport at 5:36 p.m, just 13 miles from Llantrisant. It had flown from RAF
new uniform.
Northolt, the base which services London and would be the first choice for high-level officials needing to fly from the capital. Intriguingly, the then Prime Minister of the UK, David Cameron, was in the area that day, a mere 8 miles from Llantrisant, after giving a speech at a GE aviation plant.
The GE aviation plant isn't in Llantrisant, it's in Caerphilly, because I did security work there. Unless there's a smaller one in Llantrisant, as far as I know, GE aircraft is in Caerphilly and it's on the side of the dual carriageway. I worked security there for a couple of weeks.
He was, however, already in the area before Kitty 74's arrival, potentially suggesting that someone other than the Prime
Darkville, you'll probably know, GE aircraft is Caerphilly, right? It's the dual carriageway if you come off up a boat. Just outside Caerphilly. Yeah. Nearby, Caerphilly's a bit of a stretch. I mean, you go up the A470 for a good few miles. You're going from the base of the valleys to the mid-valleys and then across.
Minister had flown into the area. Was it mere coincidence that both the Prime Minister and possibly another high-level official were both close to Llantrisant on the very day that it is said that an alien spacecraft was captured?
Or has the Prime Minister just simply gone to GE aircraft on a predetermined visit, and has the Prince of Wales gone to watch a rugby match, which they often do?
And so the stakes of this case are proposed to be very high indeed, none more so perhaps than for Kaz Clark. It was not for no reason that it took her 18 months before speaking out about what she witnessed that night in 2016. When I spoke with her, she revealed that after sharing her comment on the article on Wales Online, she was intimidated.
Because I didn't speak to anybody for 18 months because the mainstream media leant on me and told me to remain silent.
I wish we could document this.
After my comments on Wales Online. I had a reporter from Wales Online contact me via my Facebook page and said, well, I contact her, and I thought, perhaps she's after the real story, foolishly. And I instantly regretted ringing because this was an interrogation. This wasn't, or what did you see, and have I any footage, who have I spoken to, how exactly did I speak to these people, was it email, text, phone calls, chat boxes? The questioning went on and it was very specific.
It is the same Kaz Clark. She has brought a book out about it, but to be fair, if I experienced that, I'd be writing a book. I'd want everyone to know, aliens are real, I saw them, and everyone will do the same thing that they're doing now and go, full of crap. Wouldn't it?
And I was told to stay silent, so I did, for 18 months.
After she began to speak out, the intimidation got worse.
The military came out here and threatened me. When Swansea first published the story,
hey, Steve Lacey.
I had some people contact me via my Facebook page, and I've met a few people like yourselves that have had an interest in the case, so I agreed to meet them. Fortunately not on my own. Where I was threatened with perhaps a fatal car accident, that extended to my family, and that's when I decided that I wouldn't stay silent anymore.
Fear of the consequence of speaking out is understandably a genuine and overwhelming concern for those involved in the case. Whilst Clark is the star witness, she is by no means the only witness of the craft which is said to have visited Penturk that night. Clark's neighbour Dave, who was with her at the gate when the pyramid craft appeared, whilst not having spoken publicly about the incident, is known to talk privately about what he experienced. Likewise is a witness who posted a comment on a local website in response to a query about the explosions heard in Llantrisant. Sharing their experience a mere 9 days after the incident, they describe seeing a bright red pulsing light, then another and another, which formed the shape of a triangle coming down from the clouds.
So this isn't David or her. Somebody else has seen the same thing. Hey, Whispering Portals, thank you for the membership. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Scared to speak out, proceeds to write a book.
Much the same as Clark describes. They ended their comment by saying, "Please don't contact me. It was something I would rather forget I've seen. Being military involved, don't want to be in any bother with MOD." As for Clark, she believes the only way forward is to give confidence to other witnesses to speak out. One way that she has done this is by self-funding, taking and...
Hey, TSGT, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. See, a lot of people are saying she was tried to silence and then was like, F you, I'm not being silenced. Guys, what do you think I would do? I wouldn't stay silent. No way. No way would I. I'd be screaming it from the rooftops because I'm a knob.
Passing not 1 but 3 polygraph tests to prove the honesty of her testimony. By increasing her public presence and sharing her story, she hopes that more people will come forward. This is by no means easy for Clark. She states that even to this day, she still suffers post-traumatic stress from what she experienced.
Who conducted the polygraph tests? Where are the results? Is it something that she's paid for to prove her story is true to her? You'd put it up on a street. You're damn right I would. Damn right I would.
Indeed, during our interview, whenever a plane flew overhead, her eyes immediately turned to the sky. After experiencing what she claims to have experienced, how could the world ever look the same again?
When you got scanned,
Yeah.
did you feel...
The results are in the Craig Charles documentary. See, I don't think the full documentary I watched. Beto, you'd make a video in your car. Damn right. Soft piano music, everything.
scared? Was it a fear of the unknown, or do you feel like, because you think that they were benign, could you get a sense of that?
It felt like, and this is going to sound the most bizarre thing,
More bizarre?
like somebody had reached in and took
I
the
agree
fear
with the
away
polygraph.
from me. I felt elated, almost light, like I'd been touched by something. But it wasn't scary anymore. In fact, I was the complete opposite to Dave. I was energized
Right,
almost
Tuesday.
frantically, to the point where I had to tell someone, anyone that would know what to do with this information, because I didn't know anyone. I wasn't a member of any groups. I had no belief in UFOs. If I did, then perhaps I would have known half a dozen people I could have written to have had here on that night, because it was quite obvious they were watching for something. This was not an exercise. They had enough firepower up there to take over a small country. This was huge. They set an ambush for this thing. They knew it was coming. I believe that we've got a right to know what's going on.
Or were they testing the large aircraft that is being developed that Tim has discussed, that has been mistaken before by all accounts? Has she seen that, misidentified it, misidentified flares, and then some form of accident that has been misconstrued? She believes her story, and it's been misconstrued as UFOs opposed to a military exercise that has gone horribly, horribly wrong. An accident has happened, and because it was so close to houses and the hospital, the government, the military and the police and everyone just went, nope, didn't happen.
I mean, the military are pursuing and shooting these things down. We're not even supposed to know they exist. I mean, what have they done? Because in my opinion, these things were not hostile. But we seem to, yes, we would be naive and foolish to believe all life forms are benign. But we're tarring them all with the same brush, so what does that make us?
Yes, John.
The people should be told we should have a right to vote on this and not to have this information exempted from the public view when they were innocent and we shot them down anyway.
This case is far from closed. There are still several Freedom of Information requests pending, which Clark, Jones and others involved in the case hope will shed more light on the incident and perhaps even provide the disclosure so many desire. Not only that, it is said that strange lights are still spotted in the sky over Penturk.
That's a bug. I got this one, chat. I got this one. Hope you well. Wouldn't the RAF notify? They're supposed to give 5 days notice, but I've seen so many conflicting things. At some point, I'm hoping maybe me and Lee can have some form of online voice conversation about everything he's got. He can talk me through it.
And have been since the day of the incident. A hotspot for UFO activity, the military, Clark and others claim, are still interested in the area, with military vehicles and searches still being seen and indeed filmed in the area.
Why are they out there with torches? Or are they going lamping? If you don't know what lamping is, people go out with torches and air rifles and they basically turn lamps on to a rabbit or a deer or whatever, will just freeze and then they shoot poachers.
What happened that night in Penturk?
To
many,
torching.
The answer is obvious. Earth was visited by an advanced alien race, and we could do nothing but attack them. Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special thank you to my members who helped to choose this video.
Right, guys, please go on over to the Paranormal Scholar. Rewatch the video there. It's the right thing to do, because I know a lot of you are like, I don't think this is real. Some of you think there was a military thing. Some people think, isn't lamping illegal? Completely. But it doesn't mean it don't happen. So please go and check out the Paranormal Scholar. She is linked at the top of the chat. Whether you believe it, you don't believe it, I think she's done a fantastic job on this short documentary. I really do think she's done a fantastic job on it. Researched the interview. I loved the Y-Files, but the Y-Files version, and I know people love the Y-Files, and I'll probably get a little bit of grief for this, it seemed a little bit more excited and embellished. This was far more calm, far more matter of fact. Paranormal Scholar is only reporting on the fact as they relate to her. She's not saying it was a UFO. It's the military, and you've watched it with me. But I still find it fascinating. Maybe not UFO. I'm not leaning into UFO. I'm leaning into some sort of experimental aircraft, which is technically, to Joe Public, a UFO. It's an unidentified flying object. I don't know what that is. It's flying. It's an object. The explosion, yet the damage to the trees makes no sense. I was expecting a lot more damage. I think this has swayed me in a very different direction to... I've liked their video, by the way. This led me in a very different direction to where I was at the end of the Y-Files. It's a UAP. Listen, I was born in the 80s. I watched the X-Files. It's an effing UFO. UFO. Small meteor. I can't see all that military for a small UFO. I don't personally. A downed drone? Were they shooting down drones in 2016? Possible. But obviously, the lambing isn't illegal. Hunting deers and foxes, etc., with dogs. If you have permission using rifles, if you're licensed, it isn't illegal. Depends on the land, and there's so many variations of it. Whatever happened is bloody fast. Yeah, listen, guys. I am not here telling you UFOs are real. I am not here telling you that Kaz is full of cack. I think she believes it myself, but I'm not telling you you've got to believe that. This is kind of uncharted territory for me. It's just something that captured my attention, and I found it absolutely fascinating. The numerous accounts, the you can go online and look up the police call logs. Cardiff police were absolutely inundated with calls, which is something happened that people made reports on. I think we can agree that that is fact. E.T. turned up and he got scared of the Welsh. There we go. Justin has rumbled it. They heard us pronounce Llantrisant and Cacai Bant, and they were like, we can't understand that shit. I'm going home. It's a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. Fucking UFO. 80s kid. UFO. I can't believe until I see it for myself. Listen, I absolutely get everybody saying that, and logically, UFOs are... There's more chance of alien life than ghosts. And I'm that idiot debunker that believes I saw a ghost. So, you know, thanks for covering it, though, Beer. It's very interesting. So, it absolutely fascinating. Because I'm not a big UFO guy, it's fascinated me so much. And there's so many different accounts. There's so many things that don't add up. There's a lot of denial, but something clearly happened. Iawn diolch. In this case, 100% an unidentified flying object. It was a flying giant triangle. That's what it was. It was a dairy triangle. A giant one. With red lights that fired barrels out of it. UFO all the way. F off UAP. Guys, keep looking up at the skies. Absolutely. I mean, if these areas have still got lights in them, I said it last week, I'm going to go camping in these areas. Unfortunately, our heat wave, the temperature has halved in the UK. This time last week, it was nearly 30 degrees. It's now 15. 15! It's halved since Sunday. Sunday, I was sat at the back in my vest, just pouring out with me after the stream. Tuesday, I'm wearing 2 tops. Don't break your teeth. Please don't break your teeth. You look ridiculous. I would know. Tell you what it was, Dick bloody Turpin again with all his antics. May have been. Dick is observing with binoculars, telescope, just my eyes. I haven't seen anything that I can't explain. Fair. More chance of being pecked by a pterodactyl. I mean, that is absolutely impossible. No, I refuse to believe we're the only intelligent life in the universe. That's a very narrow-minded thought process to have, that we're it. I don't believe that at all. Beardo calls Mecca disgrace. Huh? Well, the Wales, the weather's always been fucked up. I mean, it's still the driest, hottest summer I can remember. Then when I looked at it, it is the driest, hottest summer in living memory. So, you know, fair play. We have just had, like, still had the sunshine, but like 20 degrees? Why the, like, right, boil you bastards. Pow! Half it. Weird. Especially on Facebook or Discord, arrange a chat. No, you're busy, man. Send me a message on Discord. If we can do it at some point this week when my wife is working and I've finished all my editing and recording, absolutely. Discord will be easier because we can video call through Discord. You mean you were sat in the back of your sports bra? Right, guys, since we've been busy all night, you're banned. Wales hasn't had heat like this since the 40s. 23 degrees last night, moist and sweaty. It was hot as hell last night, really humid. And then this morning, it was like, how did it got colder when the sun came up? I think the whole kerfuffle was caused by the end of Kev Kerr drinking session. I mean, that's far more believable. Kevin Lorien had just stumbled through that forest, caused absolute carnage to the point where the military came out, because damn can those pay drink. Claim the endowment code today, please. Thank you, Disgruntled. I will do. Won't be surprised. Justin Sambuca is a very powerful substance. Absolutely. It's a new sports bra, I'll have you know. Can I get crystal panned? Yes, you can. Okay, I'm going to find a link in a second.
You've been panned.
You're far too young for the summer of 76. Yeah, I missed that by a few years. Sideways rain in Wales, yes. Tim, did you see the photos from Porthcawl of the little rain funnels? They look like mini twisters of rain in Porthcawl. Insanity. Right, I need to find... spaghetti. You love that clip? I rejigged all of the volumes after Claire told me off. Right, there is the link for Spaghetti alla Paranormale. So, this week we're going to send everyone over to the Pastor Pervert. He has got another night of wrestling between the community. All the fighting. Nicely fighting. Digitally fighting. Not shouting and shit. Thank you for the Discord link, Jolene. Bonk. What? Bonk. Oh, yeah, bonk. She appreciates it. Hey, if somebody hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known, you know? Thank you very much, Ghostwiener. So, I'm going to change the link at the top of the chat, and that will take you through to Spaghetti alla Paranormale. Has Claire got a premiere as well? Replace pin message. I did. Wet and Otters Park in Porthcawl, water spouts. Yeah, my daughter saw it all. Absolutely incredible. I looked online and seen some photos and stuff. Wild. Wild. You're all groovy? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, everybody, have a great rest of your night. If you're into the wrestling, go check out the wrestling. I'm going to ring my wife and make sure she hasn't had a panic attack, because when things break, she panics. So, I'm going to check on my wife. We've got little Daniel, my nephew, so I'm going to try and amuse him for the next couple of hours until he goes to bed. She does, sir. Right, so Don't Scare Claire does have a premiere tonight as well. So if you're not into the digital wrestling, you can go and watch Don't Scare Claire. If you're not into Claire's frankly fantastic storytelling, go and watch the really fun wrestling with Spaghetti alla Paranormale. Once you're done with one, switch over to the other and then leave a comment after you've done watching either. Support everybody. Support everybody. Look how nasty I am. Right, there may be a horrible noise as I end, because I don't know if I fixed the sound of 3 or 4 things playing at once. Thank you, everybody, for the memberships, the upgraded memberships, your support, your kind words. Thank you for not really getting into any of the drama and enjoying the UFO stuff instead. Dan's in with us, Beardo. Does he want to come in here? I'll pop in now. Much love to you all. Lee, I will speak to you this week. World's Rights, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for... I'm glad you enjoyed that. I know it's very different to what we usually do. I became so very, like... Am I boring now with these streams by doing the same shit and pressing buttons? I'm glad you guys have taken to this new sort of thing. I appreciate it. I really do. It's making the streams fun. Much love to you all. Beardo and my sports bra. Out.
When you feel it coming down, the Beardo comes around to need a roll. Can I get a roll? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roll. Can I get a roll? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a Beardo whenever he's live. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roll? You can get a roll. The object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. Roll. You can get a roll. If you're just feeling like crap, all you have to do is ask. Weirdo's got your back, and just like that, you get a rock.